This experiment is to show that polarization is actually something that can be observed with everyday materials. And so it's about the Brewster angle. And what we have here is a setup where we just have a light source that is nicely collimated, and it hits a piece of glass here. So this is the piece of glass, and the reflection of this light now hits a second piece of glass, which is actually just shown here, and then it gets reflected a second time. So this looks like something quite ordinary and nothing special, but these are ordinary pieces of glass. This one is just mounted on a black surface, so that's why you see it's a piece of glass on a black surface just to absorb the direct light, to not have it too bright, and you can nicely see the reflected light here. Okay, the special thing now happens if I rotate this little bit of glass, and look what happens to the brightness of the reflected light. At a certain position, we barely have any reflected light anymore. So how is that possible? Ordinary piece of glass. Of course, it's about polarization, and the Brewster angle basically tells you that if the electric, the light coming in here, if the electric field was this orientation, then it would actually be perfectly transmitted through that piece of glass. So that's what we get here. However, the light, this is the perfect transmission, so that the light that gets reflected, therefore here, can only have this orientation. But now it hits this piece of glass here, and there it is perfectly in the Brewster angle, so we get perfect transmission. Everything is absorbed in the black part behind here, and there's barely any reflection here. Just to show you that this is actually dependent really on the angle that we chose, so this has been pre-set up and aligned such that we are in the Brewster angle. If I now change here the angle to some other angle, let's say, for example, 90 degrees reflection, and I go here, then you see that we do not have such a blockage. We still have an angular dependence, but it's not as well blocked as it was under the Brewster angle.